So now what I'm going to do is describe the perspectives from these 4 different quadrants: the upper left, the upper right, the lower left, and the lower right, because this is where the real fun begins in a meeting. These are 4 very different orienting perspectives, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit about them. See if you can feel which one feels like your home base. Robert orients from the upper left. This is a place where you're deeply in touch with that inside place. What's meaningful, what matters, how this touches something that matters to me. So his way of engaging in this meeting is going to be looking for, is what we're going to be doing meaningful for me? Because it's through meaning, what I value, what matters to me, that Robert's actually going to engage in this particular meeting. It's very important for his inside place to be awakened in order for him to actually engage. Over here, Hui orients from the upper right. This way of orienting is about being in direct contact with the world, direct engagement with the world. It's about action and energy and getting things done. So Hui, chances are in this meeting, is going to be looking for, what are we going to do, who's going to do what, why don't we divide up the list. Robert will be trying to figure out if it's meaningful enough for him to do something, whereas Hui is actually going to be looking for energy and action, and it's in the direct engagement with those activities that he finds meaning. In the lower left, Nicole is actually coming at this meeting from a place of shared resonance, from a place of relationship, from a place of connection. It's actually how Nicole derives meaning for being at a meeting, is the connection with each of these people. It's about belonging. It's about, do I feel a part of this group or do I not feel a part of this group? So she's very, very aware. You can tell even by her connecting, looking around at each of these folks, that she's trying to discern, are we going to mesh well as a team? Are we going to connect well? Is there going to be enough shared internal resonance for all of us so that we can all feel like we belong and we're going to get something done together? Lisa orients from the lower right. The lower right perspective is really about having access to a coherent whole and all its parts. So this is an orientation that finds meaning through being able to see how things fit together, how it's going to work in the system, how things fit together on the team. So Lisa actually won't be ready to jump to actions, won't be ready to jump to a to-do list until she can see how it's all going to fit together. So again, this is a particular quadrant that's about the group because she's aware of the whole system, but she's actually looking at it not necessarily from a place of belonging, but from a place of sorting out how everything fits together. So she will not jump on action, but she will, once she can see the elegant map, that is where she finds meaning. She can see where it all hangs together, and then she's ready to fully engage in whatever the actions are because it's on behalf of something that matters to her, which is how things all fit. So if you can imagine, these 4 people come together. They don't have a clue what each other's orienting perspective is. None of us do when we go to a meeting. But you're going to hear as they introduce themselves to each other, if you listen really carefully, you're going to hear the upper left way of perceiving in his language. You'll hear Nicole's words, you'll hear Lisa's words, and you'll hear Hui's words. What I want you to be listening for is that unique orienting perspective that they bring. Whether they're aware of it or not, they each have one. So that's the segment that we're actually going to do next is, what is the sound of each of these orienting quadrants?